folks. Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan here. Yes, Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan, DBA, Legal Document Assistance and Multi-Services, is open live on the internet, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, LinkedIn, on the internet, live. My shop, my store, my legal services firm is open for business. Today is Tuesday, June 11th, 2024. Tuesday, the 11th of June, 2024 already. The year 2024 is halfway done. We're in the smack in the middle of the year 2024, June already. Unbelievable, but it already 6 months has passed in the 2024, in the year 2024. So whatever happened in the year 2024 already in these 6 months. So thank God. I always say, Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan, always mention the fact of where I am in the neck of the woods, where I am, the proverbial neck of the woods. I am in Brooklyn, in New York, in America. And America, I know, is keeping tabs and monitoring the goings-ons, the comings and the going-ons, the going-outs, and the ups and downs. And we are on the record. And having worked in the courts in New York, I know now, as courts are being called to session in some courtrooms, legal professionals are saying we are on the record, and what's being recorded on the record, and life is on the record throughout the world now. All over the world, life is created on the record, and we are keeping count of how many, the citizenry of the world, the population, the statistic, and each and every human born is counted and reported, at least in modern or countries such as America. And I think most countries, even the darkest countries that are still not up to par, are trying to bring everybody, all lives into count, because I'm thinking now that I mentioned all about dark places in life. There are places in the world where there are still tribes that are still holding on to their traditions, tribal traditions, very archaic tribal traditions in the woods. And even somewhere in America too, there are humans, what should be counted as humans being born, that was born as some sort of ritual, in some sort of ritual, and they aren't counted, they haven't those lives. Or to me, I would consider those lives lost, because what are they doing with their lives? Some people exist that way in America too. I would associate the attackers, people who attack me consistent, nonstop, and who are in trouble for doing just that, doing nothing else with their lives, nothing worthwhile or worthy, nothing human or humane with their lives, but yet still they were advocated for wrongly. Surprisingly enough, they were advocated for, and yet still they fail. They are failing themselves. The goats, remember I spoke about goats and kids? I put them in terms of goats and kids, because anybody who attack a person such as myself, a sole proprietorship, such as I am Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan. Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan, don't consider that any of that numbers, no matter how big the numbers and the population they make themselves. They're inhumane. They're the most animalistic of animals. And so those sort of things are, they've wasted their lives. They're wasting their lives, and they're trying They're still attacking and targeting. It's not for lack of trying to put trouble where there's no trouble, or here, there's nothing to see here. There's no trouble to see here, and their attempts at targeting and injuring is not for lack of trying, and so they persist. So today, I made a note of that very same thing, which I also describe as goats and sheep, and goats and kids. Goats have kids. Kids goaded itself and having kids of their own, and that's therein lies the vicious cycle. It's not even a cycle. It's very psychotic, maniacal. It's sociopath, and it's a cycle of viciousness. And they goad themselves when they have kids. Goats do goad themselves when they have kids, and then kids in turn around and do this, goading themselves and having kids. So it's a vicious cycle, and therein lies the cycle and the cycles of life's creation. And then they look from their views at the May 12 table, and they were instructed as kids. They were instructed when they were still kids. They were instructed and directed to target any target whom they grew from at every phase of their existence. They grew to target a target. Why? Well, target is well and good with target self. However, what's at the May 12 table, those kids and goats, they view target as no shit, having no shit or no chattiness, no mouth, no number of mouths, being quiet and into own business as I am. Somebody might say I'm a typical target. I'm just being being a typical target as they make kids and goats. But what I'm doing in truth and in fact, if whoever says that, people might say that, most might have said that. I think I've heard that in my own lifetime. I've heard people, excuse me, excuse me, I'm just living my life and doing my business, minding my own business. I'm not from them, they're not from me. We have zero relationships, and so they view single individuals as bait, for their goats and their kids goats, and they have that sort of mentality that's somebody that's there for me, and not as if a human is just there for them, that when they goad their kids and their kids goad themselves, that they have a target to come in and do all that population with their lives, and then turn around and have a target to be the punching bag or the Jesus H. Christ on the cross dying for their sins. But they're very wrong. They've been very, very, very wrong about that one. Let me tell y'all, they've been extremely wrong about that one. And today, they've come very far, being in extreme wrongness. So there is kids in goats games. I wrote a little bit of notation to remind myself what I think, and I'm actually going to pen a book soon. So every note I keep is towards my book I will publish soon. So there are kids in goat games. There are goats in kids games. There are goats and kids in their games. But it's fierce, it's forceful, killer games, not to be played with or gamed about or worked for or worked with or joked about. No, no. They're 34 years trillion. They've stolen from taxpayers such as single individual sole proprietorship, Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan. They're taboo. Their existence are taboo. It's still known as taboo. Taboo is in the dictionary. You look at in the dictionary the definition of what's been attacking and targeting Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan. I see that description fits those attackers. They're taboo. They're criminalistic. Their sexuality, oh my gosh, it's through the roofs, and they don't have enough place in the world or anywhere in America to fit their sexuality. That's how their sexuality is. And I know there are words in the dictionary I could find and point them to their sexuality. And and their sexuality and their numbers at their May 12 table and their goats and their kids and the kids goading themselves and having kids, it's not the same structure. Not business structure, not no sort of structure as any taxpayer it stole and steals from. So I just keep reminding myself to tell them and inform them of such. Their business, whatever they have at the May 12 table, all of their populations that they've made and any more that they think they're going to make, that's going to come, that came, that's going to come, that's going to make more, is never, ever came to be, or is ever going to be the same structure as the taxpayer it stole and steals from. So for them to not fit that type description, they have to clean up their acts. The old proverbial saying is still true too. Lots of sayings are true because the math is the math. They must clean up their acts. They must do better for their futures, their kids and goats' futures, and fix their acts. Because it's an act up, act down, act around. It's old, it's tired. They played themselves. They were never. They're so played out. They were never in. In America, they're just considered at people are at a lot. They're at their loss. Counted the number of losses each and every one of them, the kids and the goats have. Those are considered losses, because when lives do nothing with their lives other than to come in to attack any one single individual, that's a loss in the taxpayer's pocket. That's a serious loss to Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan. And so for those reasons, Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan, don't play with it, game with it, joke with it. Joke about it. And I mentioned yesterday about because in the so talking about somebody died for their sins is connected to their sexuality. Well, no such luck. So being that the way the Bible was written, Jesus Christ never smiled, never cracked a joke, never smiled, never joked, never played PLAYED. But yet still they grew and have chapters and verses and all sorts of different versions of a Bible based upon a person who they claim died for their sins, rooted in their sexuality, the bombardment of taboo and kids and goats foolery, a vicious cycle of killer instincts. And Jesus Christ, the person who died, never played or gamed. So it's just all a no-no. Definite emphasis on the NO. So that's my little notation about all of that today at the May 12 table. That's still there at the May 12 table. Today's a different day. Again, today is June 11th, 2024. I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Strachan, DBA Legal Document Assistance and Multi-Services. I do provide paralegal services, legal assistance services, notary services, marketing services, consultant services, multi-services firm. I am a multi-services firm. I am reachable and can be reached via my telephone number 347-693-4437. My email, jenniferestrawn.ldams@workmail.com. Via WhatsApp, you can call me via regular phone number or WhatsApp or text or DMs. My contact information is listed on all of my contact information is listed on my website or my Linktree or link to all of my social media platforms where I have accounts. I am available for potential serious clients who are ready, willing, and able to clean up their acts ACTS, not having an axe to grind, not gonna call and pressure about just having strictly questions, but are ready to clean that filth because a trained Jennifer Elizabeth John, a legal professional, an experienced professional. Remember, I experienced all of your the targetisms when it came and it's around, and the devil's still in the details. So things that are bothersome or would come with nothing in its mind but to be a bother or to still be in its games, and I was certainly put it to the side because I've got to go. I need serious customers who are ready to clean the filth and be seen clean in the eyes of we are who experience and know better and best what went around came around and what's up, right? So yeah, you can call me on my WhatsApp and let me know or inform me what type of services you're seeking, and my telephone number, DM, email, and uh, I will certainly do my part if there's anything in your business structures that you have pending that I could do. Otherwise, I will refer you to the local bar association in Brooklyn or in New York, or an attorney, a colleague who I worked with. So